Alright then my friends, in this lesson I want to talk a little bit about MCP servers and how we can connect them up with Codex to extend its capabilities. Now MCP stands for Model Context Protocol, and it's a standard designed by Anthropic for connecting AI applications to external services and data sources. For example, if I wanted Codex to interact with a third-party API, then by itself it would struggle to do that because it doesn't really know how to interact with it. But we can bridge that gap with an MCP server for that API, which exposes additional context about the API to the AI model in the forms of tools it can choose to run. For example, it might expose a tool to hit a certain endpoint to fetch some data, and the AI can choose to invoke that tool to perform those kinds of tasks. So there's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of ready-made MCP servers we can use to do these kinds of things with popular services like Google Drive, Slack, and so forth. The one that we're going to be using in this lesson is called Context 7, which you can find at context7.com. And Context 7 contains all the latest and up-to-date documentation for many different frameworks, tools, services, and libraries you might use in your project, for example, Next, or React, or Supabase, or Tailwind. And the Context 7 MCP server exposes tools to AI models to search and pull information from all of this up-to-date documentation. So if we tell our model to use Context 7 when we implement a new feature using a certain framework or library or service, then we could be more confident, I guess, it's going to generate code based on the most recent documentation. Now, in order to use Context 7, you will need to sign up for a free account and then grab an API key from your dashboard. I've already got one and copied it, so make sure you do the same thing. We also need to grab the MCP setup code, which I'm going to do by clicking on this MCP link at the top. And when we do that, it's going to direct us to a page with installation instructions for various different environments and agents. In our case, we want to scroll right down to the OpenAI Codex section and expand it. When we do that, we can see this little bit of configuration code, which we're going to copy. Now, if you've used MCP servers with other tools like Claude Code or Copilot or something else, then this configuration might look a little bit different. And that's because in Codex, we use a TOML file to configure things like this, whereas in a lot of other tools, we use a JSON file. Notice right here as well is where we'd put the API key that we just grabbed. Anyway, let's copy this and head back to the code to set it up. Now, before we go any further, I want to point out that I'm recording this section from a Mac and not on Windows, because this is one of those areas that using Codex on Windows is a little bit buggy. So if you're on Windows, you might have to wait for additional native support in future releases if you want to use MCP servers, which I'm sure is not going to be too far off. Anyway, now we need to add this MCP config to the Codex setting file. And to do that, we can come to the Codex panel, click on this cog, and then go down to the MCP settings section. And then we want to open the config.toml file. Now, it might be that the config file doesn't exist for you yet. And if not, you'll get an option here to create one by clicking on a button, I think. But if you already have one, then it's going to bring up that file right here. Now, this file is a global file stored in a .codex folder on your computer. It's not a workspace-specific one, and that means by adding the server config to this file, any project on your computer should be able to access it. So at the time of recording this, there is no option for project-level MCP servers, but I suspect that might be coming in the future. Anyway, inside this file, we're going to first of all paste in that MCP setup code. And then we also need to update this API key section as well with the API key that we got from the Context 7 website. So I'm just going to quickly head back and grab mine again. Then I'll paste it in right here where it says API key. Now, I know I'm exposing my key here, but as soon as I finish recording this video, I will be deleting this key. So there's no point in trying to use it because it won't work. You will need to use your own. Anyway, now we can save this file and close it, and then we can hopefully start using this server with Codex. So the first thing I'm going to do is just ask Codex a question by switching to the chat mode down here, because I just want to see if it can access Context 7 using this MCP server. And I'm going to paste in this prompt, which says, can you use Context 7 to check the current documentation on Tailwind to make sure we're setting up theme colors correctly in this project? Okay, and then I'm going to hit enter to set Codex to work, and hopefully at some point we'll see that it uses the Context 7 server. So I'm going to speed this video up now, and then I'll slow it down again when the job finishes. All right, so it looks like it's finished. And if we just scroll up a little bit, we can see this finished working section, which we can expand to see exactly what it did. And we can see right here, we've used the Context 7 library, or MCP server, should I say, twice. We've used it right here with this tool, Resolve Library ID, and also, again, Get Library Docs to actually get the documentation for Tailwind. And then it's compared it with our own files, and then we get the response down here. So it confirms it used the latest Tailwind docs, and down here at the bottom it says, given those references, the theme section in our global.css file aligns with the current guidance. So everything seems to be set up correctly. Okay then, so that's how to set up and use an MCP server with Codex. And actually, one good approach to using this Context 7 server is to add an instruction into the AGENTS.md file telling Codex to use Context 7 whenever it implements a new feature from a third-party library or framework. And that way you won't have to manually tell it to do that every time you give it a task to do. Also, MCP servers at this time can't be used with Codex Cloud. So if you need MCP servers to run certain tasks, then you'll need to work locally with Codex. Although things move so quickly that by the time this video gets released, then it might have that support. And finally, there's absolutely tons of MCP servers available for different external services and data sources. One popular directory of servers is called PulseMCP, which gets continually updated with new servers all the time. So popular ones, aside from Context 7, are the Playwright server, the Superbase server, the Figma one, etc. So I would definitely recommend browsing through these and just playing around with them when you get the chance.